This is the story of a young girl who lived in Texas, in a Mexican town, when Texas was still part of Mexico. And the story talks about the experiences she had while the whole culture was being replaced with the Anglo culture. I got this story from 3 dreams I had about 30 years ago, but during COVID, I was able to sit down and put it in writing. I had written poetry, but I had never written a novel. So this was a new experience for me that I had to go through. Learning the whole process. It took me a year to write this story. It took me another year to edit and go through all of that publication and stuff. So, but the interesting part is that in Texas, the history is incomplete because it's always told from the Anglo point of view. And in early 1900s, there were 2 authors, Paredes and Gonzalez, who wrote books from the Mexican point of view, from the Tejano point of view. They were printed academically, but they were never published. But in 1990, both books started coming out. And so there are not many books written from the Mexican point of view. Whenever you hear about the history of Texas, it's always the Western cowboy, the Texas Rangers, blah, blah, blah. Actually, the Texas Rangers were the worst enemy of the Mexican population. They killed hundreds of Mexicans for no reason. It's called the Juan Crow era. Just like the Jim Crow era, well, the Mexicanos call it the Juan Crow era. And their whole culture was being, subservient to the Anglo culture. But they managed to keep their stories by orally and by writing letters and journals. And so all of this information is held somewhere, sometimes in the city archives, sometimes in the universities. But a lot of it that's coming out now is, historical and it's academic. And so you find it in the academic books, but you don't find much fiction written in that style, except for Paredes and Jovita, whose books are out now. After all these years, there are finally some stories coming out from the Mexicano point of view, so the Tejanos don't have much fiction stories. They have non-fiction, again, not very much public, mostly in the universities. So that's why I thought it was important to tell a story from the Mexican point of view, from the Tejano point of view. And that's what I did. I did a lot of research, based it on the 3 dreams that I had about that 30 and some years ago. And I had help from 2 professors from Texas State University. One of them was head of the Historical Association of Texas. He's Jesus de la Teja, who's a very well-known professor. And he helped me with a couple of things in the historical part of the book. So did Jolynn Snyder. She's mostly writes on the Black history in Texas. So she has a book called Claiming Sunday, which is amazing because it talks about a Black family and the heritage from a plantation. But anyway, that's my story.
Thank you so much. It was an honor to meet you at this gallery, and I can't wait to share this with the youth who's part of the ABJ Civic Arts Center and going on a journey. We've been having series that we're meeting together, series of times that we're meeting together to discuss the healing elements of the arts, the civil rights movement.
Civil rights.
Yes, yes,
Wow,
yes.
okay.
So they are a dynamic, phenomenal group of individuals, and I look forward to sharing your piece with them.
Well, good luck with that. That's amazing. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Yes, that's great. And